Greetings and salutations! It is I, Professor Macabro, accompanied, like always, by the ever-lovely Zombie Huesitos. Yes, indeed, and, we really have to get back to reviewing movies. But, in the last haul video, I mentioned that I was getting ready to make a epic DVD haul. I was just waiting to meet up with that friend that sells DVDs as his side job. And, well, a couple of days ago, he sent me a message and he's like, "Hey, you want your movies? I'll be around your area." And I'm like, hell yeah! So I met up with him and the transaction was done and I received my movie. So, might as well record the DVD update video. Yes, indeed. Now, you have seen two movie updates in the last couple of months because I was able to go through two flea markets and I found some stuff. But this is, for the most part, horror stuff. Horror, 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 horror. The lifeblood of the channel. So, let's get started. Yes, indeed. Now, I will mention that I did get some martial art things and some TV shows, so I'm gonna get that out of the way, indeed. So, first off, I got this movie that looks interesting because of the cover art. And that's because it has Alyssa Milano in it. Yes, indeed, look at her in that tight tight red dress, and I'm a big fan of red, as you know. So, yes, a battle for power. Diamond Hunters. Will this be good? I doubt it, but it has Alyssa Milano. And as I've mentioned before, Alyssa Milano will elevate a movie. A perfect example, Double Dragon. Yes, indeed. Next up, we have this one. It looks like a thriller. Revenge Has No Limits in Destitution. I don't know what it's about. It's, I believe, the collectors would call this an X-rental because it's from Blockbuster. Yes. Restitution. I don't know what it's about, but the cover looked cool, and that was good enough for me. Then I bought this one, starring Ryan Philippe. Remember Ryan Philippe? I think he was in, Cruel Intentions. Well, he was in this movie called Catch Hell, and it's about Ryan Philippe getting abducted. There is another movie that is very similar to this, or at least sounds very similar to this. It stars, what's her name? I always get her name confused with Alicia Dushko, but that's not it. The blonde chick that was in 24. She made a movie where she was this famous actress and she got abducted by a guy whose eyes move a lot. He's in Constantine and his eyes like do this weird moving thing, and another guy, and it turns out that they're both big fans, so they abducted her. This sounds the same way. Ryan Philippe plays an actor that gets abducted. He gets, they can't say that he got taken because that's a Liam Neeson thing, but he gets abducted and he has to survive his abductees. So, yes, picked up Dolph Lundgren in The Tracker, Revenge. There's a lot of revenge in this haul, but revenge never stops. Yes, indeed, Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, Jess, I need to beef up my Dolph Lundgren collection. A while ago I picked up a movie called Altitude with him. So yes, always happy to add some Dolph Lundgren to the collection. So yes, another thriller. Thrillers are kind of like horror, right? Yeah, sure. This one is, like I mentioned before, I have a never-ending Disney collection. And this thing is about pirates, so it fits the theme. And it has ghosts, so it fits the horror theme. And this is Disney's Blackbeard's Ghost. I don't remember seeing this. Maybe I did. As a youth, I used to watch a lot of TV, But as I've grown older, all those memories are jumbled and jobbled together, and I get things mixed up. So maybe I did see this, and watching it will jumpstart those few neurons that I have left, and I'll remember it. But yes, apparently this is Blackbeard's ghost that manifests himself in current 1960s time. To find his treasure, probably. But yes, it's a pirate, and it's about a ghost, so it fits the horror theme. That's what I'm gonna say. Then I picked up this collector's series of The Outer Limits, Fantastic Androids and Robots. Indeed, this is a compilation of 6 episodes of The Outer Limits that has to deal with androids and robots. And, yes, I would prefer to own the complete series. I think, from the OG series, I have Season 2, and I need to track down Season 1. And from the reboot series, I think I have Season 1, and I have to track down Season 2, that reboot that came out in the 90s. But yes, these are interesting collectibles, and I wanted to pick that up. Next up, I picked up some Doctor Who. Yes, indeed. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, indeed, I picked up some Doctor Who. And Doctor Who has some horror elements. The Weeping Angels are goddamn frightening, and I love them so. The Daleks have their moments where they're like, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. I really like the Daleks. The Cybermen are just basically the Borg, except they completely erase organics and assimilate people. That's pretty terrifying. What else they got? They had this creature that would absorb you like the Thing, and you would be stuck in his fat flab gut. That was a very gnarly episode. So yes, a lot of really cool horror elements in Doctor Who. So I picked up the complete first series, which isn't actually the first series, but this was the reboot of Doctor Who that, for a while there, after the Doctor Who movie, the Doctor kind of took a hiatus, and nothing new was being done with him. After that movie with Eric Roberts. But they decide to reboot, and that's, I think, why it's called the first series, even though this is the 9th Doctor. And it has Rose. She's a good companion, but I have a soft spot for Amy Pond and Clara Oswald. Yes, indeed, I like those companions quite a lot. But, yes, I like this one because it has a slip thing, and you can look at the TARDIS. So, I was missing this one, and I finally have it. And now I need to finish my Peter Capaldi run on Doctor Who. I'm missing a couple of volumes of that. And the Whittaker one. I know the Whittaker Doctor Who was not very well received, but I'm a fan of the Doctor. Even the new Doctor that's running around also has had some really cool episodes. So, Doctor Who, yes indeed. And I picked up the Doctor Who Christmas Specials collection. It has a collection of all the Christmas episodes with the 10th, the 11th, and the Peter Capaldi Doctor Who version. So that's always cool. I like getting Doctor Who whenever I come across it, and I don't own it. Yes, indeed. And I also got the complete second season of The Twilight Zone. Now, unfortunately, a while back, in the previous massive haul, I got the first season of The Twilight Zone. And that was the super complete deluxe edition. Had a couple of special features, nice thick packaging. And unfortunately, this one is the second season that comes in a much more budget release of The Twilight Zone. Unfortunately, it has 20 classic episodes, but unfortunately it doesn't have as many special features as a deluxe super duper collector set. This is your budget option for getting The Twilight Zone. which makes me sad, but it was at a good price, and I'm not gonna knock getting Twilight Zone. I've been missing the Twilight Zone in the collection for many great a year, and finally have Volume 2. Now I need to track down the third season, and the rest of the seasons. But yes, finally got the Twilight Zone. Yes, indeed. Like I always try to do when I freaking remember to do it, I like to recommend the standout of the haul. And I am going to go with the TV shows. Well, because the other ones, for the most part, are blind guys. So, I'm going to go with Doctor Who, the first series, even though it's not the first series. It's the 9th Doctor, and, or the 10th Doctor, I don't know. They've retconned how many Doctors there are throughout the years. But yes, this one has some really gnarly episodes. It also has an episode with this, gas mask kid that, infects people and turns them into versions of his weird-ass face. That episode was pretty gnarly, too. So I like that. So I'll recommend Doctor Who and the Twilight Zone, because you can never go wrong with the Twilight Zone. This is a really cool series, and I'm super happy to finally add it to the collection. Yes, indeed. Well, that was part 1 of the epic DVD haul video series that I'm about to do. Stay tuned for more horror movies and a little bit more martial arts and other things sprinkled about. But until we see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro. That is Zombie Huesitos, and we wish you all, like always, a good evening.